Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of my free video training series to maximize your chances of acceptance to Oxford and Cambridge this year. I'm so glad that you're here, that you've been following us along on this journey. And first, I want to start by saying thank you. I've been so overwhelmed by the feedback and the questions and just the overall buzz from these free training videos. I love to see that I'm helping you guys. These are just some of the DMs and the comments I've been receiving on these videos. So I love to know that these are resonating, that they are helping. That's why I started Oxbridge Admissions Club, to make this information more accessible to you for the first time in the world that I know of. So thank you so much for engaging with these videos and letting me know what you think. I love to see it, and I love to know that I am helping you. So to dive into this video training, so I've already gone over who I am, but for anyone who's just joining us, I am Claire. I'm a third-year DPhil student studying here at Oxford in clinical neurosciences with a fully funded Clarendon scholarship. I am also the winner of a fully funded doctoral training partnership PhD at Cambridge, but I did not win these the first time I tried. In fact, 3 years before I won these PhD offers, I applied to over 10 PhD programs and I was rejected to every single one. So what I really am hitting home here, what I want to hit home again in these video trainings, is that the difference in that transformation from the first time and the second time I tried, everything changed for me when I was able to actually learn from the people who came before me. But I had to get lucky. I happened to be working with somebody at the time I was applying who had just gotten into top tier PhD programs that I could start learning from her. But even her, she had only gotten into US institutions. That's all she was applying to. So the application process can be quite different between the US and the UK. So even then, I was still kind of guessing. So I'm really excited about doing these video trainings for you guys and offering up this information because it is the first time it's ever been available. It's a really unique and exciting opportunity to actually learn from someone, me, who's just been through this process at the precise universities you want to get into, Oxford and Cambridge. And this isn't an opportunity that's ever been available for anyone before. So first, I want to get into addressing some of the questions that I've been getting. There's been some similar themes, and I thought, there might be a lot of people with these questions. So I want to address a few of them, starting with, how do I stand out in a scholarship application? And, as I've been getting questions like this, not just for scholarship applications, but applications in general, it got me thinking about this concept that I really want to talk to you guys about, which is called your USP, or your unique selling point. Now, I know, especially if you're not in business or not even close to that, this might be a pretty foreign concept and might even sound a little yucky, but stick with me here. So everyone, whether you realize it or not, whether you like it or not, you have a personal brand, and it's what you put forward whenever you want to get into a university, whenever you apply for a job, which, all of us have to do at some point. You have a personal brand. And the more that you understand what your personal brand is, you're in alignment with it, and you put it forward confidently in the things that you're applying for, the opportunities that you want, the better the chances you have at getting that opportunity. And this applies to something like a scholarship application too. So if you can take about just 5 to 10 minutes, get out a physical pen or pencil and paper, and start brainstorming. What are the unique opportunities, the experiences you've had in your life? What unique maybe coursework or background you have from the degree that you have before now you're applying for postgraduate programs? What do you have that is unique that could stand out in an application? You might not think you have this at first. Some people might think, there's nothing unique about me. I don't know what stands out, but I promise every single person has this. So dig deep, think hard, go through that exercise for just 5 or 10 minutes and start brainstorming. Once you're aware of your unique selling points or unique selling point, your USP, this is something you're going to want to emphasize and highlight in every single part of your application you're putting together, including these scholarship applications. This is how you are going to stand out. This is something I capitalized on with my twin sister and her rare autoimmune neurological disease that I wanted to research. This was one of my unique selling points that make my story really compelling and really captivating, and I did capitalize on that. That's just a smart thing. This is the thing you need to do with such a competitive application process. Now, I'm not telling you to fake something. I'm not telling you to make something up. I'm not telling you to lean in and pretend you're passionate about something that you're not. It needs to be organic and believable, but really tune into these things that make you unique and then infuse them into every part of your application. And that is what's going to make you stand out. Another theme of questions I've been getting, which kind of hooks into what I was just talking about, is are my differences prior to this application in my background, in the degree I pursued, compared to other applicants, is that going to be a disadvantage for me? And you can probably guess what the answer is to this based on what I just answered for the previous question. But no, your differences are not a disadvantage at all. They are actually going to be an advantage if you work with them and you present them in the right way. So obviously, if you have a degree, let's say in political science. I mean, this is going to be difficult to give an example for because I think you can truly actually connect any bachelor's degree and postgraduate degree together, or almost any, because life is interconnected. We don't live in vacuums. These subjects are not in vacuums. But if you have a degree that has some sort of applicability to the postgraduate degree you're applying for, which, it should, if you're going to be able to make the case that you're the perfect fit for this program, instead of trying to downplay or not really bring up your different background and trying to make yourself more similar to what you think other applicants are like, you're not going to stand out. They're not going to want to accept you, or at least your chances of acceptance are going to be a lot lower. But if you can lean into and highlight, for example, say you have a bachelor's degree in engineering, but you want to do a postgraduate degree, a master's or PhD in cell biology, lean into in your application how that engineering background is going to help you think about research questions in cell biology maybe differently than somebody whose pure cell biology background would. Or maybe you got to take some bioengineering classes in your undergraduate, or you got to have an internship opportunity in engineering and connect that with why you're interested in cell biology. And again, emphasize how that's going to make you a standout and interesting applicant and an asset to their university or program. This is going to make you stand out. So your differences, they're not a disadvantage. If anything, they are an advantage, and there's something to really be excited about and lean into. And then next, I've gotten some questions about some specific subjects at Cambridge or Oxford might have separate questionnaires. Like there are some subjects at Cambridge that have something called a personal development questionnaire, or Oxford might ask you questions in lieu of a CV that otherwise a CV would cover. And wondering, how do you approach these, not even knowing where to begin. And I have to say that sort of the same advice applies that I've just covered in this previous slide. You want to be thinking about what makes you stand out, what are your unique selling points, how can you bring that to the table and make yourself a unique applicant and an asset to the school. But more practically, let's say you've got a series of questions that would cover what a CV would otherwise. Now, soon I'll be covering some more information about how to address a CV specifically. But, think about what would your CV cover, and then give them that information through these questions. And these questions are not going to be the most important part of your application, but they're going to be considered with all of your other application materials, like your writing samples or your research proposal or your personal statement all together, to basically give them a quick snapshot of who you are and answer their number one question, which is this person the perfect fit for our school and our program? So think about this when you're answering those questionnaires. Don't overthink them, but be strategic about them so you can help them going over, hundreds and hundreds of applications, help them to quickly identify and ascertain that you are the perfect fit for their program.